Check 1 2, test 1 2 3, check 1 2. And good afternoon and welcome to Lexington County Stadium here in Lexington, South Carolina for the third day of the Spartan Southern Classic and the fourth and final meeting between Roger Williams University, will be the home team in today's game, and Case Western Reserve University will be the visiting team. The fourth game between these two teams, a doubleheader back on Tuesday that was pretty much dominated by Roger Williams. They won the first game on a walk-off, 9-8, and then an 11-8 win in Game 2. But a very different story yesterday as Case Western Reserve came away with a 19-1 victory in just 7 innings as the game was cut short due to the run rule. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get you starting lineups for both of these teams, beginning with the batting order for the visiting Case Western Reserve University Spartans, who are 5-5 on the season. It'll be Rocco Maw leading things off. Jake Ryan, who had 6 hits in 6 at-bats yesterday, will be batting second. Jacob Kusha, who had 5 hits of his own yesterday in the 3 spot, playing third base, and then Tyler Wipazinski catching and batting cleanup. Nathan Shapiro, the designated hitter in the 5 spot, followed by the first baseman Noah Murley hitting 6th. Cole Jarrett, the freshman right fielder, hitting 7th. Samuel Neals playing center field and batting 8th. And Jacob Lott, the shortstop, will bat 9th. Keaton Stankowski will be the pitcher today, the freshman on the hill making his first career start. We'll tell you a little bit more about him when he takes the hill in the bottom of the inning. Meanwhile, for Roger Williams, defensively at first base today, Danny Roth. Second baseman is Anthony Dominguez. The shortstop is Tommy Hoban, and the third baseman is Tyler Brett. In the outfield, Joey Galino in left. Center field, Eli Kamner, and the right fielder is Ben Bonavita. Chris Bosco doing the catching. And on the mound is Chris Flynn, the sophomore, who will be making his first start of the year, second appearance overall. He picked up a save with 2 innings of work, closing out a 3-1 win against North Carolina Wesleyan before Roger Williams made the trip down here to Lexington. He went 2 innings in that game, allowed just 1 hit, struck out a pair of batters, didn't walk anybody, and has a 143 opponent's average this season. He'll face a red-hot Case Western Reserve lineup beginning with Rocco Maw, who is batting at .324 on the season. 1 home run, 7 runs batted in for the preseason All-America's second baseman. First pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball, misses inside, and the count goes to 1-0 on Maw. John Puma calling the balls and strikes today, and what's becoming a familiar name to anyone who's followed the games here this week, Richie Talent, the umpire out in the field. Called strike on the lower outside corner at the knees. It's a 1-1 count. Maw out of Moon Township, Pennsylvania, waits the 1-1. Hits it softly back towards the mound. There to field it is Flynn. He throws on to first in time for the out, and there's 1 gone. So with 1 out, that will bring up Jake Ryan, who had a program record-setting day, 6 hits yesterday. And what makes it more impressive is that those 6 hits came in 6 innings of play. Spartans came to bat 6 times, and Ryan had a hit in every inning. Shows you what kind of an offensive day they had. That first pitch is down low for a ball, and it's 1-0. Trying to reach for the 7th consecutive time. He's now leading all Case Western Reserve players with a .357 batting average. A 6-for-6 day at the plate will do that for you. Pitch is fouled back off the mask of the home plate umpire, John Puma. And he'll take an extra second to collect his breath as he delivers the pitch to the pitcher. Flynn is sophomore out of Connecticut, Holy Cross High School, 6'3" right-hander. One count on Ryan. Flynn rocks and delivers. And Ryan pops it up. Shallow right field. Going back is the second baseman Dominguez, and he makes the catch. 2 gone. So 2 outs now, and Jacob Kusha will come to the plate. Kusha, who was a little bit overshadowed yesterday, but had a 5-for-5 day of his own at the plate. Drew a walk, and that was the only at-bat he had in the game that he didn't have a hit in. That pitch barely misses as the count goes to 1-0 to Kusha, hitting at .351 on the season. His bat starting to heat up as the 1-0 on the way. Down and out, 2-0. Three and 0. And there's a called strike. Kusha taking all the way. 3-1 the count now. Three one. Full count, 3-2. Pitch on the way. Up and in, ball 4. So Kusha draws the walk. And that will bring up Tyler Whippazinski with 1 on and 2 away. Whippazinski hitting a .278 on the season. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Spartans had come into Lexington on a 4-game winning streak, 4-3 on the season. They dropped that doubleheader to Roger Williams on the first day, falling to 4-5. Picked up the big win yesterday, 19-1. Trying to keep some momentum going here as the Spartan Southern Classic continues. Fouled off there, 1-1. Whippazinski, 10 hits on the year and 36 at-bats. He has a double, a triple, a home run. One on the way. Up high, runner goes. The throw not in time. And it's a stolen base for Kusha. Count goes to 2-1 at the plate in the meantime. For Kusha, his 3rd stolen base on as many tries this year. Not a great jump for Kusha, but the throw was not great down to second by Bosco, and that allowed him to get in ahead of it. So now 2-1 runner in scoring position. Flynn steps off as Kusha was dancing off the bag at second. Two-one. Ground ball hit toward short, should end the inning. Hobbin with it, throws on to first in time for the out. And that does end the frame. So the Spartans get a runner on a walk, but leave Kusha stranded at second base. And we'll move along into the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless ball game. Let's go ahead and get you the batting order for Roger Williams. Leading things off is Joey Galino. Chris Bosco catching and batting second, and then Brandon Jenkins, the DH today, hitting in the 3 spot. Danny Roth playing at first base. He'll be hitting cleanup today for Roger Williams. Then Ben Bonavita, the freshman right fielder, hits 5th. Eli Kamner playing center field and batting 6th. Anthony Dominguez, the second baseman, hits 7th. Tommy Hoban, the shortstop, 8th. And then Tyler Brett rounding out the lineup. The third baseman will bat 9th. Defensively for Case Western Reserve, Noah Murley getting the start at first base today. Second baseman is Rocco Moss. Shortstop is Jacob Lott. And the third baseman is Jacob Kusha. The outfield lays out as Jake Ryan in left field. Center fielder is Samuel Neal. And the right fielder will be Cole Jarrett, the freshman. Doing the catching today is Tyler Whippazinski, and He'll have a freshman hurler on the mound delivering to him as Keaton Stankowski, the righty, will make his first career start. It'll be just his second appearance for Stankowski this season. He pitched 2 innings against Oglethorpe in the first game of the 2-game series in Atlanta. Went 2 innings in that game, walked 1, struck 1 out. Looked pretty good in that outing. He did not allow a hit or a run. And we'll try to keep some momentum going after a good start from another freshman pitcher yesterday. And Willem Boma, who went 5 shutout innings, needed just 58 pitches to get through the Roger Williams lineup. Stankowski, a freshman out of New Albany, Ohio, St. Charles Preparatory School, 6'4", 190 pounds. Takes his final warm-up, and we'll get set to get going here. Top 3 in the order for Roger Williams. Joey Galino, Chris Bosco, and Brandon Jenkins due up this inning. Galino hitting a .304 on the season, 7 for 23. Roger Williams now looking to bounce back from a rough day yesterday. They lost both games, that 19-1 loss to Case Western Reserve in the early game. In the second game, a 7-6 loss to Brevard, who is in here for just 1 game, as Stankowski delivers a first pitch strike. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball, 0-2. Roger Williams trailed most of the game to Brevard. Fastball, little inside, 1-2. Good pitch there from Stankowski. They made a late comeback attempt. Danny Roth hit a 3-run home run in the 9th inning. But the game ended on a 6-4 double play, or a 6-4 double play, I should say, as that one hit softly into shallow center field. Will drop in for a base hit for Galino. So Galino reaches to start the day for Roger Williams. And there's a runner on with nobody out for Chris Bosco, the catcher. Bosco hitting at .300 on the year, and we'll try to keep a quick start going here for the Hawks. Saying yesterday, the game ended on a double play, but an interference call on a slide into second base as the runner for Roger Williams was trying to break up the double play, slid past the bag, was called out on interference, and the runner going to first called out as well. Picked up by Stankowski on the bunt attempt. He flips over the first baseman, Murley, who steps on the bag. It'll go as a sacrifice bunt for Bosco, 1-3 on the putout. Galino moves up a bag to second, and with 1 away, that will bring up the designated hitter, Brandon Jenkins. Jenkins, the lone lefty in the lineup for Roger Williams today. He's batting at .136 on the year. 3 hits, 2 doubles. Both of those doubles came late in the second game in the first game of the doubleheader against Case Western Reserve. That one misses up high, 1-0. The first one came in the 8th inning, set up a key runner coming across for Roger Williams in that game. Outside, 2-0. The second double came an inning later and scored the tying and game-winning runs in a walk-off win in the 9th for the Hawks. 2-0 on the way from Stankowski. Up high, 3-0. First base open here. With a runner on second, you can be a little careful, but some dangerous hitters coming up, particularly Danny Roth out on deck, who has been very good so far this year for Roger Williams. Fastball called strike, 3-1. Golino has good speed at second base, so a base hit to the outfield can bring him in. Outfield is playing deep as well here against Jenkins. Called strike on the outer portion of the plate. Jenkins is getting ready to throw that bat away, but will step back in. Stankowski settles in on the mound. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, foul tip back. Jenkins protecting the plate there. Maybe chased a pitch that was a bit up and out of the strike zone. Three-two. Fastball swung on, chopper it up towards the middle. Maw there, cuts it off, throw off his back foot to first, a step ahead of Jenkins for the out. Golino will move up to third, but a big second out there, and there are now two gone, but a big task here for Stankowski, as Danny Roth will come to the plate. Roth 8 for 18 on the season, including 2 home runs, both of them coming down here in Lexington. The latest was in the 9th inning yesterday, a 3-run home run against Brevard that turned a 7-3 game into a 7-6 contest. Curveball gets away, goes all the way to the backstop. Wipazinski trying to track it down, but coming in to score on the wild pitch is Golino. And that will give Roger Williams the early lead, 1-0. One-0. In the dirt, 2-0. So Stankowski allows the run to score there on that wild pitch. Now can focus fully here on Roth. So that's up and in, 3-0. Now the 3-0 on the way. Fastball at the knees, called strike, 3-1. Have to be careful against Roth behind in the count. He's got some pretty good power, as he's shown already. 3-1. In the dirt, ball 4. First walk of the day issued by Stankowski, and there's a runner on with 2 away. The batter now will be Ben Bonavita. Bonavita making his 5th start of the season for Roger Williams. All of them have come down here in Lexington. He's gone off to a quick start. .538 hitter on the year, 7 of 13 with 2 doubles. He's driven in a pair. The freshman is to be a good young hitter. Takes a called strike there, and the count goes to 0-1. Ground ball is short, should end the inning. Lott has it. Throw is right on target. And squeezed into the glove by Murley, and that ends the inning. But Roger Williams strikes first with a run on a hit. They leave a man on base. And we'll move along to the second. 1-0, Roger Williams with the lead. Shapiro, Murley, and Jarrett due up for the Spartans when we return. Nathan Shapiro leading off the inning and takes it down low for a ball. Freshman at the plate with the Spartans trailing by a run. 1-0. 308 hitter on the season with 1 home run. Fouls that one off. Count evens 1-1 on Shapiro. Shapiro, 4 hits and 13 at-bats. He's making his 3rd start of the season and appearing in his 6th game overall. He has 1 home run, 3 runs batted in. Trying to get something started here against Chris Flynn in the 2nd inning. Down and in, 2-1. And sends that in the air, but fouling out of play. 2-2. Flynn off to a good start so far. Gave up a walk and a stolen base last innings. That ball grounded softly over to short. Hoban charges his throw on to first in time to get Shapiro, and there's 1 gone. So with 1 out now, Noah Murley, the batter. Murley, the first baseman, hitting at .308 on the season. He's 4 of 13. 3 runs batted in. Crank foul. Count goes to 0-1 on Murley. Noah with 4 hits on the season. All of them have been singles. He's driven in 3. Down in the dirt there, and it's a 1-1 count. Had a 2 RBI single in the 2nd game during the 9th inning against Roger Williams. Down low, 2-1. Chop foul. Count evens 2-2. Noah made his pitching debut yesterday on the mound. The junior threw 2 scoreless innings. Actually, I take that back. Didn't allow an earned run in 2 innings. He gave up 1 unearned run in his first career outing. Fastball's a little up and in. Full count, 3-2. Payoff pitch on the way to Murley. Flynn rocks and delivers. Checks his swing, takes it for ball 4. The umpire down in the field, Richie Talent, says he held up, and that's the 2nd walk of the day issued by Flynn. So 1 out base runner here for Case Western Reserve. And Cole Jarrett will come to the plate. Jarrett 4 for 18 to start his career, a .222 hitter. He scored 6 runs on the season. Had a base hit and was hit twice in yesterday's ball game. Making his 3rd straight start for the Spartans. Early 1 for 3 on stolen base attempts this season. That pitch taken for a ball, 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Flynn last season made a couple starts for Roger Williams, had an ERA in the 6s as a freshman. But off to a strong start to this season. Looks over at Murley at first. Now pickoff attempt. Murley dives back in without a tag. (3-0). That one didn't miss by much. So 3-0 count now on Jarrett at the plate. Taking all the way and takes a called strike. It's 3-1. Now Jarrett looks down at Matt Englander, gets some signs. See if anything's cooking on the base paths here. Murley not going. And Jarrett rips that in the air, left field, deep but playable. Now coming over towards the line is Golino running, and he can't get to it. It lands in foul territory, and it's not easy to get a ball down in that portion of the ballpark in foul territory. There's not a lot of space there between the bullpen and left field, maybe a foot or two tops. But it looked like Jarrett found that foot of space over there. And so the count now full, 3-2, 1 out. Let's see if Murley's moving with a full count. 3-2 pitch to Jarrett. Murley goes. The pitch swung on, fouled off. And we'll get another 3-2. Here's the 3-2. Runner goes. That ball rocketed deep towards left field. Golino going back into the corner. Can't get to it. It's in the bullpen. And a foul ball. Boy, Jarrett just missing a few of these. But a good long at bat here, if nothing else for Jarrett. The 8th pitch coming up, and he's making Flynn work a little bit. The last two batters, Murley and Jarrett, really have done a good job of that. After another false start, let's see if Murley's running again here. 3-2, 1 away. Not going. And that's fouled back again. Nice little battle brewing here. Sophomore pitcher on the mound in Flynn. Freshman hitter at the plate in Jarrett. See who comes out on top. 3-2, 1 away, another payoff pitch. Runner goes. Pitch swung on, lifted in the air towards the gap in left field. Coming in is Golino. He can't make the catch. Murley will stop at second. He had a hold up. That'll go as a base hit for Jarrett, but certainly one that Golino had a good chance to get. It was a dying line drive. He charged hard on it, but could not get his glove, or got his glove on it, but couldn't secure the catch. It's now first and second with 1 away. And Samuel Neal will be the batter. Neal red hot, 6 RBIs in yesterday's game. He's hitting a .286 on the season. Had a 3-run home run yesterday. First pitch swinging there, lifts it up, foul territory down the third base side and out of play. Count goes to 0-1. Murley the runner at second, Jarrett at first. A walk and a base hit. The 0-1. Called strike, and the count goes to 0-2. Now the 0-2 on the way. Ground ball, diving stop made. The throw will go to first, and it's just in time, and Matt Englander will come out. Not happy with that as Neal is called out. Well, that one isn't going to get overturned, but boy, it looked like Neal beat that one out pretty good. That'll be the second out of the inning. Both runners move up. Brett went the long way on that. I thought he had to play at third to get the lead runner if he stepped on the base. Well, the umpires are going to talk about this, but, you know, the only thing you can really ask the home plate umpire there is if the foot came off the bag. But this would be a tough one to be overturned or to be, you know, after a meeting. If the umpire in the field called him out, that's going to be the call. I don't think it's the right call, but I also don't think that's a situation where, again, if you're the home plate umpire, John Puma, I don't think you can overturn that one. That's the call of the umpire in the field. So unless you're saying, hey, his foot might have come off the bag or something along those lines, I think that's just a tough one to ask a home plate umpire to say, hey, did you see something different? Well, I mean, that's, again, the call of the umpire in the field. And Matt Englander will make his argument here, but this will go as the second out of the inning. Jarrett and Murley both move up a bag. Second and third now with 2 away. The Spartans trail by a run here in the second, 1-0. And the 9-hitter, Jacob Lott, will be the batter. And a tough break there for the Spartans, who looked like they were going to have bases loaded with 1 away. Instead, it's 2 outs, second and third. And it'll be up to Jacob Lott, the 9-hitter, to try to make a play at the plate here. Lott hitting a .225 on the season. 4 runs batted in, but 2 big runners out there for him now in the early going of this game. First pitch on the way to Lott. Fastball low, 1-0. Like I said, I don't agree with the call at first, but I also wouldn't have agreed if they overturned that. That ball lined down the line and right. It's in for a base hit. 1 run into score as Murley ties the game. Coming around from second in to score is Jarrett, and the Spartans on a 2 RBI base hit by Jacob Lott even the score. Or pardon me, take the lead 2-1. Well, composure there at the plate for the sophomore. Who, after a little bit of controversy there, is able to focus and drive in a pair of runs to give Case Western Reserve the lead for the first time in this game. Now Rocco Ma to the plate, takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Rocco 0 for 1, grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. See if Lott gets runnerish over at first. Not going there as Ma fouls off the 1-0, 1-1 the count. One. Runner goes. Ma fouls that one off down the line and right and out of play. Spartans had a few hit and runs yesterday on a day where everything seemed to be going right for Case Western Reserve. And a few of those hit and runs, not necessarily intentional hit and runs, but they worked out. There was one early in the game. I think it was the second batter. Ma was on at first. Jake Ryan hit a ball through the right side perfectly. You couldn't have drawn it up any better. And again, not a scheduled hit and run, but it worked. Runner goes again. It's a pitch out, throw down to second, plenty of time. And Lott is thrown out on the play. And that will end the inning. But the Spartans pick up 2 runs on 2 hits to take a lead here in the second inning. 2-1 the score. It will be Kamner, Dominguez, and Hoban. 6, 7, and 8 in the order due up for Roger Williams when we return. Two-one Case Western Reserve with the answer back in the top of the second. And now for the second time today, Roger Williams coming up to bat. Hawks will send their 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Kamner, Dominguez, and Hoban to the plate. All right, Matt Englander walking back to the dugout here, and I think still having some words with the umpires on the field. Not happy about that call at all. That being said, give a lot of credit to the sophomore shortstop, Jacob Lott, who came through in a 2-out, 2 RBI base hit. And so the Spartans now with a 2-1 lead, coming to bat with the advantage for the first time today. Or I should say, standing out in the field with the advantage for the first time today. And Keaton Stankowski, the freshman with a 1-run lead to work with, will face Eli Kamner, the center fielder, here in the second. First pitch fastball, tails a little inside, and the count goes to 1-0 on Kamner. 391 hitter on the year. Kamner, 9 hits in 23 at-bats, 1 home run, 7 runs batted in. Down low, 2-0. Stankowski struggling a little with control today through the early going of this game. Walked 1 in the first. See if he can settle in his first career start. That ball rocketed deep towards left field. Going back is Ryan, who takes a diving attempt at it but can't get to the ball. Rounding second and heading for third, and coming in safely with a triple is Kamner. After the ball was bobbled a bit as short, that will go as a triple, but if the Spartans are a little bit more crisp on that exchange, they might have had a chance to get Kamner on his way to third base. Instead, the tying run now 90 feet away here in the second for Roger Williams with nobody out. So no outs and Anthony Dominguez to the plate. Second hit of the game for the Hawks. Dominguez, a .294 hitter on the season. The second baseman awaits the first pitch. And a fastball inside corner called strike 0-1. Dominguez, 2 runs batted in on the year, 5 for 17 on the season. Stankowski tried to come back with that same pitch, missed a little further in. And the count evens at 1-1. The 1-1. Home plate umpire John Puma says that one was a little low. So it's now 2-1. Stankowski working quickly. His 2-1 offering. Ground ball hit towards the hole at second. Maw can't get to it. An RBI base hit as Kamner comes in to score, and we're tied again, 2-2. So a triple and a single to start the second for Roger Williams.
The shortstop for Roger Williams, number 9, Tommy Hoban.
And Tommy Hoban now the batter. Hoban hitting 182 on the season. So 2-2 the score, all even again. Stankowski delivers the first pitch of the at-bat. Hoban squaring to bunt, gets it back to the mound. Stankowski has it, only plays it first, and he throws it away. It will go all the way to the fence down the right field line, and both runners will move up. And so now it's second and third with nobody out. And that will bring pitching coach Nick Callahan out to have a talk here with Stankowski. He's maybe showing some freshman jitters on the mound. He's had to make a couple plays over at first base already. The first one, no problem, back in the first inning. But that time, picked up the bunt, had plenty of time. But sometimes in those situations, you have so much time, it's easy to let it get away from you a bit. And he just lofts that one over the head of Murley at first base. And not only does it allow the runner to reach, but allows both runners to move up an extra base. So second and third now. And the 9-hitter, Tyler Brett, coming up. And that puts you in a little bit more trouble if you're Stankowski, is that Roger Williams was bunting with their 8th hitter. So you're giving up a triple and a single to start the inning, but you maybe see a little bit of a path out of this inning without any further damage. Although it won't come here as that one lined into right center field for a base hit, and that will bring 2 across as both Hoban and Dominguez score. A 2 RBI hit, first pitch swinging for Brett, and Roger Williams regains the lead, 4-2 the score. So 4-2 the score, and back to the top of the order. With Brett on at first, Galeno 1 for 1 with a base hit and a run scored. First pitch fastball up high, 1-0. No action yet in the Case Western Reserve bullpen. Stankowski will have an opportunity to try to work out of this on his own. In the dirt, good block by Whippazinski, but the count now at 2-0. Called strike, 2-1. Galeno now hitting at .333 on the season with the base hit earlier. He's 8 for 24. 2-1 on the way. Runner goes, swung on and fouled off, 2-2. Brett had a nice jump from first base. The pitch fouled off by Galeno. 2-2 count now. Galeno had a 2-out base hit his first time, 2-strike base hit, I should say, his first time up. Runner goes again. The curveball swung on and missed. That throw goes down to second and will trickle past the bag, and they'll call the runner out for interference. They're going to call him out on interference because the batter reached over the plate. So that will go in the book as a strikeout swinging, and then interference. And Jason Tower will come out. I was thinking initially that call was going to be made, and I think it was a good call there. Again, if you're a batter and you go reaching for that across the plate and you get in the way of the catcher, especially if the catcher makes contact with you on that, which it appeared that Whippazinski did, that is going to be called every time. And so the Spartans catch a break there, and now it's 2 outs. And the batter will be Chris Bosco with the bases empty as that's up high for a ball, 1-0. Not much of an argument from Tower. I think just wanted clarification, but count evens 1-1 after the strike from Stankowski, who gets a little bit of new life here in the inning. Now the 1-1. Down low, 2-1. Yeah, going back to that play, basically any time, as the 2-1, like I said, that you see the catcher make contact, especially when he's kind of in that lane with the batter on an attempt to throw a runner out, they're going to call that. That ball rocketed to left field. Ryan coming over and makes the catch for the out. And so Bosco retired on a liner to left. And that will end the inning. But Roger Williams regains the lead. 3 runs on 3 hits and an error. We will move along into the third. Top of the order for the Spartans, who will try to answer back. 4-2 the score. Roger Williams leading. Ma, Ryan, and Kusha due up when we return. So it started as a fairly rough inning for Stankowski. He was able to settle down, but Roger Williams did add 3 runs in the third. And the Spartans' bats are going to have to go back to work here. They scored a pair in the second on a 2 RBI base hit by Lott. And now back to the top of the order is Rocco Moff. First pitch takes a breaking ball from Flynn for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Flynn had 45 pitches to start the inning, facing Moff for the second time today after he grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. Outside there, it's 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Popped up. Foul territory, first base side. Roth, the first baseman, calls off everybody and makes the catch for the out. And there's one gone. So Ma retired for the second time today. Yet to get the ball out of the infield. And now Jake Ryan will come up after popping out to second base his first time up. Ryan hitting at .349. First pitch on the way. Down low for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. 2-0. Two 0. 3-0. Ryan swinging 3-0, takes a big cut and misses. 3-1 now the count. Ryan's got that green light, especially the way he's been going lately. Now the 3-1 takes a low ball 4. So Ryan works out the walk. That's already the third walk issued by Flynn, whose pitch count is climbing a little bit here early. He's up to 53 pitches now with 1 out in the third. Now Jacob Kusha to the plate. Kusha walked in his first at bat. He's leading the team with a .351 average this season. Pickoff attempt at first. Ryan back. Ryan's stolen 1 base on 1 attempt this year. As a team, Case Western Reserve has not been as active on the base paths this season as they were last year. Oh, that one just misses. 1-0. Tag applied to Ryan's back leg, but he was able to get back to the bag in time. Now the 1-0. Little inside. Strike zone getting a little small here on Flynn. Started outside, barely missed, then came inside, couldn't get the strike call. Now behind in the count, 2-0 with Kusha at the plate, representing the potential game-tying run here in the third. Takes that one for a strike, and it's 2-1. Now the 2-1. Little high, 3-1. Tyler Whippazinski waiting out on deck. I think Matt Englander was trying to signal something to Kusha at the plate. As that one a little low, ball 4. And that will be back-to-back walks. I was saying, I think Englander was trying to signal to Kusha at the plate there, but he caught Kusha's attention late. Kusha stepped out, called a timeout, and looked out of the third base coach Englander. And, you know, that's one of those situations where if you are trying to pull something off on that play, that's kind of a dead giveaway when you see the batter step out, call a timeout, look at his third base coach. Well, you know something's on that situation. So you saw Englander wipe it off, whatever they were trying to do there. Either way, it worked out. Kusha draws the walk, and now Whippazinski, first pitch swinging, fouls it back over our heads here in the press box and out of play. Count goes to 0-1 on Whippazinski, who is 0 for 1 today with a ground out to short his first time up. Tying runs on the base paths for the Spartans. Go-ahead run at the plate in the form of Whippazinski, who has 1 home run and 5 runs batted in on the year. The senior catcher out of Lamont, Illinois. Awaits the 0-1. Breaking ball. Little inside, 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. That one's called a strike at the knees, 1-2. Fouled back. Boy, that barely misses. 2-2. Two count, 1 away. Ground ball hit towards third. Could be 2 if Brett hurries. He steps on the bag for 1. Throw on to first is off target. No error on the play. It'll go as just a fielder's choice, as you can't assume the double play. But, boy, that's one of those that should have been turned there on a better throw by Brett. There are 2 outs in the inning now, and it may all be for naught as Kusha moves up to second. With Bazinski on at first. Ryan out on the play at third. And it will now be up to the freshman, Nathan Shapiro. Shapiro 0 for 1, a ground out to short in his first at bat. Takes a called strike, and it's 0-1. Shapiro batting at .286 on the season, including the 0 for 1 earlier today. Down low, 1-1. .66 pitches now for Flynn as he gets deeper into his first start of the season, second appearance overall. The 1-1. Ground ball hit towards short. Fielded there by Hobbin. His throw to first on target. And a step ahead of Shapiro for the final out of the inning. Spartans pick up a pair of walks to put 2 on, but leave them stranded, and we'll move into the third in a 4-2 game. Roger Williams with the lead. Heart of the order coming up for the Hawks. Jenkins, Roth, and Bonavita due up when we return. Roger Williams has the lead early on here, 4-2 the score. 1 in the first, 3 in the second for the Hawks. And they'll send the heart of their order up. Jenkins, Roth, and Bonavita to the plate in the third inning with that 2-run lead against Keaton Stankowski. Keaton, the freshman, has given up 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned so far. Pardon me, 3 of the 4 have been earned. And we'll face Jenkins here, 0 for 1 with the ground out to second his last time up. First pitch, a called strike to Jenkins, 0-1. Jenkins hit a chopper up the middle that Rocco Mall was able to track down and make a good throw over to first on. And it's easy to overlook Rocco's defense at second base because of his prowess at the plate as that misses outside for a ball, 1-1. But make no mistake, he is a very talented second baseman. Remember, spent his first 2 years playing primarily short for this team, but had his breakout season last year as a second baseman. Really has a very solid arm, and so he could get into the hole on those balls and still make good throws. That one popped up into center field. Sam Neal has to take a few steps in, gets underneath it, and makes the grab, and there's one retired as Jenkins out for the second time today to start the third. And with one gone now, Danny Roth will be the batter.
The Hawks, the first baseman, number 5, Danny Roth.
Roth walked his first time up. First pitch on the way. Inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Roth, a .444 hitter on the season with 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. Did not play in the game yesterday between these two teams. Started, I believe, as the designated hitter in the second game of the day. Line drive, and that's a base hit. So Roth continues his strong start to the year. Remember last year, Roth was also the team's top pitcher, but not pitching yet this season. He's doing a good job for the team every day at the plate, though, right now. And so with a runner on, 1 away, and Ben Bonavita will be the batter. Bonavita grounded out to short his first time up. Case Western Reserve will look to turn 2. Infield back in the middle. And that hit him. Got away from Stankowski there. And there's now 2 on with 1 away. And I believe that's going to get the bullpen up and working for the Spartans, and I believe we'll see Kutchke get up out there.
The center fielder for the Hawks, number 4, Eli Camner.
So 2 on, 1 away. Eli Camner, who tripled and scored in the second inning for Roger Williams, will be up at the plate. Stankowski steps off the mound. Spartans still playing back in the middle infield. Kusha at the edge of the grass at third. Murley cheating in at first base. First pitch. Up and out for a ball, 1-0. Now Stankowski settles on the mound, the 1-0. Fastball a little high, 2-0. Now the 2-0. Fastball swung on, hit in the air, center field. Neal charging, comes and makes the catch on the run. Retreating to second is Roth, and that's a big second out of the inning. As Neal making his second play of the frame out there. 2 gone now in the bottom of the third. And the batter now is the second baseman, Anthony Dominguez.
Number 10, Anthony Dominguez.
Dominguez hitting at .333 after singling and driving in a run back in the second. Also came around to score one of the 3 runs in the frame. First and second, 2 out. See if Stankowski can get out of the inning without any damage done. First pitch, breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. 50 pitches now for Stankowski here with 2 outs in the third. The 0-1. Swung on line drive right at first base. Murley there makes the catch and the inning is over. So first scoreless inning of the day for Stankowski, who limits Roger Williams to 1 hit in the frame and leaves 2 men stranded. We will move into the fourth, and Case Western Reserve trailing in this one 4-2. Murley, Jarrett, and Neal due up. That's 6, 7, and 8 in the order when we come back. Noah Murley leading things off after walking his first time up. Takes the first pitch of the inning from Flynn down low, and the count goes to 1-0. Flynn up to 68 pitches now. His 69th down and in as well, 2-0. Pitch count climbing a little early here for Flynn, who's working with a 2-run lead and can use a quick frame. Delivers a strike there, 2-0, and the count goes to 2-1. And Murley swings, hits that one into center field, dropping quickly and in for a base hit. Third hit of the game for Case Western Reserve. It's a single to center for Murley, who raises his batting average, already sitting over 300. And for the second straight time, Murley is on at first base with nobody out this time. It's the first time today the Spartans have had the leadoff runner on. And now Cole Jarrett, who singled his last time up, will be the batter. Jarrett singled, scored a run. He's hitting at 263. Fouls off the first pitch, out of play, 0-1. Now the 0-1. Bunted out in front of the plate. Bosco has it. His throw to first on target. Moving up a bag is Murley. It'll go as a sacrifice bunt for Jarrett. 2-3 on the putout. And there is one gone in the inning. Not entirely sure that was a pure sacrifice there for Jarrett, who's got good speed and certainly can reach on a bunt, but it will go as a sacrifice in the books. And we'll bring up Sam Neal. Neal 0 for 1 with the ground out to third his last time up. Looked like he beat the play out to first base, but was called out. That back during the Spartans' 2-run second inning. They're playing Neal to pull with the second baseman on the edge of the grass in the outfield. Called strike there. Neal got held up a little bit by the off-speed pitch. A lot of space in the left side of the infield if Neal can poke one into the hole normally occupied by the shortstop. Trying to do that. Inside out's one foul, and the count stays at 0-2. Low for a ball, 1-1. 1-2, excuse me. That ball lifted in the air, deep down the line and right, but tailing foul, and will get well out of play into the bullpen. Count stays at 1-2 on Neal. One and two the count. Ground ball foul. Looked like Bosco was setting up outside and the pitch missed in over the plate, and Flynn might have gone away with one there. Next pitch will be his 80th of the game. It comes with one out and a runner on at second here in the fourth. The 1-2 on the way. Line drive, that one will get down into left center field for a base hit. Scoring easily from second is Murley. Neal, a big turn at first, but will have to hold there. It's an RBI single for Sam Neal, who continues to collect hits in bunches. And it's now 4-3. So Neal on at first base now. And now Jacob Lott, who had the big hit in the second inning, a 2-out, 2 RBI single. And got the Spartans on the board. At the time, gave them a 2-1 lead. Comes to bat here with a runner on at first and one away. Team trailing by a run. Lott swinging the first pitch, breaking ball, a bit out in front of it. Fouls it off, 0-1. Nobody warming in the bullpen yet for Roger Williams. This is their 5th game in the last 3 days, so certainly head coach Jason Towers hoping to get as much length as he can out of starting pitcher Chris Flynn. Flynn gives a long look down to Neal at first. Neal goes, the pitch taken for a strike. A throw down to second, not in time. I believe they said Lott swung on it. And so that will make the count 0-2, but Neal now in scoring position. Wait to see if John Puma puts up any fingers here to confirm, and it is 0-2. So 0-2 the count, one away, runner at second base representing the potential game-tying run for Case Western Reserve. Sam Neal with good speed out there. As Lott singles to the right side, that's a base hit. Neal will turn the corner at third, but will hold there and dash back to third base. But the Spartans pick up their 3rd hit of the inning. And it's now runners on the corners with one away for Rocco Ma. Well, Lott, who has already been caught stealing once today, does have 3 stolen bases on 4 attempts now on the season, is going to have to be careful here at first with Ma at the plate. You want to be aggressive, but at the same time, you can't get in a situation with the tying run at third where you have the second out at second base. So we'll see what Lott does here. Again, a first and third situation, always tricky for a defense in Division III. And now a tough hitter at the plate in Rocco Ma. 0 for 2 on the day. He's grounded out to the pitcher and popped out to first base. Has not hit the ball well so far against Flynn. Does have 5 career home runs against Roger Williams, as that one's fouled off, 0-1. Four of those came last season. And then one this year. Came in the second game of the doubleheader in the first at-bat of the game for the Spartans. The 0-1. Ma swings, ground ball hit towards the left side. Diving stop made by Hoban, the shortstop. And Ma beats it out at first. He's safe. Neal would have come in to score either way, but it goes as a base hit for Ma. And we're all even, 4-4 the score. Lot at second on the play. Neal in to score. It's an RBI hit for Ma. For Rocco, that's his 8th RBI of the season, which is a pretty impressive total considering he spent the entire year hitting out of the leadoff spot, and he's driven in now 8. So 2 on, 1 away, and Jake Ryan, the batter. First pitch, fastball outside, 1-0. 86 pitches now for Flynn. Ryan has popped out and walked so far today. 4-4 the score, 2 runs in, still just 1 out in the inning for the Spartans. Ryan swings, rockets that one deep towards right center field, back at the wall, and it's off the base of the wall. Lott read it well. He'll come in to score. Ma turns the corner at third. He's going to try to score. The throw not coming to the plate. It's a 2 RBI double for Jake Ryan, and the Spartans regain the lead. 6-4 the score. Well, if you've watched Jake Ryan, you know for a right-handed hitter, he has tremendous power to that side of the field. And he exhibits it there, sending one all the way back to the wall. Didn't miss a home run by much. Now he's in scoring position. Case Western Reserve with the lead, and Jake Kusha at the plate. He's walked twice. And takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. 2 walks today for Kusha, who is hitting at .351 on the season. Swings and tops that one foul. And the count now 0-2 on Kusha. A little bit of breathing room for Stankowski to work with here. See if the Spartans can add on. 0-2 the count on Kusha, the pitch. Up high, 1-2. That was the 90th pitch of the game for Flynn, and now we'll start to see some tossing going on in the bullpen for Roger Williams. One, two. And that hit him. So Kusha takes the pitch off the shoulder, and with a 2-strike count, not disappointed at that one. And so it's first and second now with 1 away. The Spartans this inning are now 5 for 5 at the plate, with 4 singles, a double, a hit batter, and a sacrifice bunt. Jason Tower, the head coach for Roger Williams, coming out in his 4th season with the team, a 2009 graduate of Eastern Nazarene College. And we'll have a talk with Chris Flynn, his pitcher, who looks strong through the first 2 or 3 innings, but has struggled mightily here in the 4th. And as much as anything, he's going to need Flynn to get through another hitter at least probably here. Although we'll see, he may have come out to buy some extra time for, well, the pitcher in the bullpen hasn't taken his sweatshirt off yet, I don't believe. And considering that it's about a 75-degree day outside, you got to imagine that a pitcher who's warming up with his sweatshirt on is probably not ready to come into a ball game. And indeed, he's not right now. I thought maybe Tower was going out there to try to buy a little bit of extra time, make the umpire break up the meeting, and then go to the bullpen, but that doesn't appear to be the case. Chris Flynn will get at least one more hitter here, and it will be Tyler Whippazinski with 1 out and 2 on. Whip 0 for 2 on the day with a couple of groundouts. First pitch to Whippazinski. Checks his swing at the ball in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Whip, the cleanup hitter for the Spartans. Hitting a .263 on the season. The 1-0. Big cut there. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Ryan takes his lead at second. Kusha leads off at first. Flynn's 1-1. Breaking ball. Swung on, grounded softly to short. The only play will be at first. The throw is on target, and the out is recorded. 6-3 the putout. Kusha to second. Ryan to third, so 2 more in scoring position with 2 outs now. And the batter at the plate will be Nathan Shapiro, the freshman. 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts to short so far today. But can reverse his fortunes from the early going of the game with a big hit here. Swing to the first pitch and fouls it off. 0-1. Shapiro, the 9th batter of the inning for Case Western Reserve. They've already scored 4. For Flynn, this might be his last batter one way or another. Noah Murley, who's out on deck, 1 for 1 on the day with a walk, a single, 2 runs scored. Pitch on the way. Down and out for a ball. 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Rocketed deep down the line and left, but foul. Shapiro's eyes got big on that one. Was a little bit out in front of a hittable pitch. Just goes as a long strike. Although it might make Flynn on the mound a little bit more uncomfortable with his opponent. 1-2. Flynn a strike away from getting out of the inning without any further damage. And it's in the dirt for a ball. Throw back to third. Ryan walks back in as the count goes to 2-2. Brett didn't come to the bag, so Ryan, who was running back to the bag, knew that there wasn't going to be a play on him even with a throw. Shapiro fouls that one off, and the count stays at 2-2. Next pitch will be the 100th of the game for Flynn. He's thrown 59 strikes, 40 balls. Has a 2-2 count on Shapiro at the plate with 2 in scoring position and 2 out here in the 4th. Flynn's 2-2. A little low, ball 3. Full count, 3-2. Walk here would load them up with Murley out on deck. 6-4, the Spartans leading. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, ground ball to short. Should be the inning-ending grounder there that Flynn needed. He gets it, and that will end the frame. However, the Spartans strike in the inning. They score 4 runs on 5 hits, 2 men left on, and we'll move into the bottom of the 4th. Case Western Reserve is leading in this one again, 6-4 the score. Hoban, Brett, and Golino due up in the 4th when we return. That's 8, 9, and 1 in the Roger Williams order when we come back. Well, welcome back again as Matt Englander going to his bullpen early here as the Spartans have a lead to work with. We'll get you the final line on Keaton Stankowski and his first career start in just a minute. But to tell you a little bit about the new pitcher on the mound, it's Scott Kutschke. Kutschke, the lefty, 6'5", 195-pound junior out of Morton Grove, Illinois, Notre Dame Prep High School. On the season, Kutschke making his 4th appearance of the year. He is 1-0 with a 1.35 ERA. Kutschke holding opponents to a 200 average through 6 2/3 innings. He's given up just 5 hits, yet to walk a batter this year, and has struck out 7. He's allowed just 1 run all year. He will take his warm-ups here as he gets set to face Roger Williams for the first time in this series. Final line on Keaton Stankowski in his first start. He'll receive a no decision. Stankowski went 3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, walked 1, struck 1 out. Through a total of 51 pitches. Good job by Stankowski, who got the start today. Maybe not planned at the beginning of the week, but remember in the second game of the series, Tony Smodilla had to do some heavy lifting, and that forced Stankowski into the rotation. He's pitching technically on short rest if he were starting a game or did start that game against Oglethorpe. He didn't, so really not a huge issue, but maybe not fully stretched out at this point either. And Englander will take his 3 solid innings out of Stankowski and turn it over to the bullpen here in the bottom of the 4th with a 2-run lead. And it will be Scott Kutschke on the hill. First pitch from Kutschke down and in to Tommy Hoban. Hoban, his first time up, attempted to lay down a sacrifice bunt. It ended up reaching when the ball was thrown away. Called strike, 1-1. 6-4, the Spartans leading as we begin the bottom of the 4th. Hoban on the year hitting a 182. It's outside. Did not get credited with an at-bat. And his first trip to the plate, as that goes in the books, is a sacrifice bunt. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. See how deep Kutschke can go in this one. Ground ball, third base side, down the line, it's a fair ball. He'll cling off the wall in left where it's picked up by Ryan, who throws it into second base, and that one gets away. But a good job by Murley to back it up. It'll go as a double down the left field line for Hoban. And a runner on at second to start the inning for Roger Williams. So a little bit of early trouble here for Kutschke as Tyler Brett to the plate. Takes a called strike, 0-1. Brett picked up his first hit of the season. In his first at bat, it was a 2 RBI single. Brett, a senior. So that one's fouled off. Started the game against the Spartans yesterday. And did not last very long in that one. I believe only went 1 inning. Gave up 4 runs. The 0-2. Curveball swung on. Grounded over to second base. Ma there. Fields it on a hop and throws on to first to get the out. Moving up to third is Hoban. So a productive out there for Brett. With his team down 2, puts a key runner now 90 feet away with 1 out. And will bring the order back to the top here for Roger Williams as Joey Galino will come to bat. Galino 1 for 2 on the day. He singled and struck out swinging in his 2 at-bats. First pitch swinging there down the third baseline foul, 0-1. Galino hitting at .320. That strikeout swinging was key as it produced 2 outs. It was on That strikeout that Galeno was said to have leaned over the plate a little bit too much, preventing a throw down to second on a caught stealing attempt. Swings and misses there, and the count goes to 0-2. Galeno was called for interference, and the runner was called out. The 0-2 on the way. A little bit off the outside corner of the plate, and it's 1-2. Curveball swung on, hit down the line and left. And it's a foul ball. Did not have a good viewpoint of that from here. I thought that landed in fair territory, but I might have been the only one. I think that might have gone into the bullpen when all was said and done. The 1-2 on the way again. In the dirt, 2-2. Galeno has done a good job sitting back on a few of Kutchke's pitches so far today. So I think if you're Kutchke here, you want to come with the fastball. He does, and that's fouled off. Spartans infield is cheated in, signaling that they're probably going to try to come home with the ball hit to one of the infielders. Cut the run down at the plate. 2-2. Breaking ball fouled off. Good at bat here for Galeno. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Kutchke's had to work in his first inning of work here. Bottom of the 4th inning. 6-4 the score. The Spartans are leading. 2-2 on the way. In the dirt, full count 3-2. Good block by Whippazinski. So the count full, hoping the runner down at third. Galeno at the plate. Here's the 3-2. Curveball, little high, ball 4. And so that will put a runner on at first and put runners on the corners now for Chris Bosco. Well, Kutchke has had an ability to get the ground ball when he's needed it throughout his career, and that's what he'll be looking for here with first and third and one away. Imagine if you're Galeno, you'll try to get aggressive on the base pass here and break up that double play. He's bunting, and Bosco bunts it foul, 0-1. We've seen Roger Williams try some things throughout the week so far at the plate in terms of the bunt. So a successful suicide squeeze already. Squares to bunt, pulls it back and takes it outside for a ball, 1-1. Bosco, a .286 hitter. Tying run down at first base now for Roger Williams. Bosco represents the go-ahead run at the plate. Runner goes, the pitch in the dirt, taken for a ball and gets away from Whippazinski. Galeno with the steal, and that does break up the double play. It also brings the count to 2-1. Fastball, little outside. 3-1. Matt Vernacatola is warming up in the bullpen right now for Roger Williams. 3-1 the count, one away the pitch. Low ball 4, and that will load them up. So that puts the go-ahead run on the base pass for Roger Williams. And will bring their 3-hitter Brandon Jenkins to the plate. Jenkins 0 for 2 in the game so far with a ground out and a fly out, hitting a 125 on the season, but has had a knack for hurting the Spartans. He takes a big cut at that pitch and misses 0-1. Kutchke had him off balance. Kutchke would trade the kingdom here for a ground ball to either Lott or Maw. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2, because don't forget, waiting out on deck is Danny Roth, who is a dangerous, dangerous hitter. The 0-2 on the way. Ground ball, first base side, foul. Not by much. After taking 2 swings that Jenkins looked a little bit overmatched on, he settled in a bit there and was a bit more on that pitch. Now the 0-2 on the way. Kutchke delivers in the dirt, and boy, Whippazinski does a great job blocking that one, keeping it in front of him. The count goes to 1-2, but Whippazinski just saved a run from coming across. Kutchke is up to 26 pitches this inning. Not the start you wanted to see him get off to when you need him to go long in this game. 1-2 from Kutchke. Outside, and Whippazinski getting dirty again as the count goes to 2-2. Two and two, one away, bases loaded, tying run at second base. Go ahead, run at first. That one lifted in the air, left field, not that deep. Ryan coming in, makes the catch on the run. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it holds the runner. Nice job by Jake Ryan, who is not the most experienced of outfielders. And while he might have taken a little bit of a rough step charging in there, was able to gain his footing enough. Don't forget, he's a catcher by nature and has a good arm. Showed it off there, throwing it in time to hold the runner at third. So Hoban at third, Golino at second, Bosco at first, and the batter will be Danny Roth, and this is a big test here for Kutchke. A very tough matchup with Roth, who is 1 for 1 on the day with a walk and a single, as he takes the first pitch down low for a ball, 1-0. But Roth is the biggest threat in this lineup for Roger Williams, and Kutchke's going to have to find a way to get him out. The 1-0. Swing and a miss at a big cut there, and it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just missed outside. 2-1. Well, we've seen it today. It's been a bit of a tighter strike zone. I think we've seen in the previous 2 games. It's the 2-1 on the way. Curveball outside. 3-1 with no place to put Roth. But you cannot... Well, you know, this is one of those tough situations if you're Kutchke. You have to make a good pitch here. Swing and a miss hit a breaking ball. Oh, and that was strike 3. So pardon me, there were 2 strikes, and that is a good job there by Kutchke. Well, I missed a strike there somewhere as Kutchke muscles up and gets the strikeout. And that will end the inning. So Kutchke walks the tightrope, And we will head into the top of the 5th. 2-run lead for Case Western Reserve, and it will be Murley, Jarrett, and Neal, the same 3 that got the Spartans' 4-run inning last inning started, when we get going in the 5th in just a few. Welcome back. It'll be the third bullpen appearance of the season for Matt Vernacatola, who has no record on the year and a 4.50 ERA. He's thrown 2 innings, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs, but only one of them earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 1. Second appearance of the week against Case Western Reserve for Vernacatola, who threw an inning in the first game of the doubleheader on Tuesday. And in that inning gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, struck out a batter. Faced 8 total batters, so he faced 8 batters, gave up 4 hits. And we'll see what he can do here today with his team down to 6-4 the score. It'll be Murley, Jarrett, and Neal due up this inning for Case Western Reserve. Murley heating up a bit. He's batting at .357 on the season now. 1 for 1 today with a walk, a single, 2 runs scored. Single to lead off last inning and came around to score a run. And takes the first pitch of the day from Vernacatola, down and out for a ball, 1-0. Now the 1-0. Murley a bit out in front, fouls it off. 1-1. See if Case Western Reserve can keep adding on here. Something they did, obviously, a great job of yesterday when they just did not let up in that 19-1 victory. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Something they did not as good a job of in the first game of this 4-game series when they lost 9-8. But this is a dangerous Roger Williams team, particularly at the plate, and you cannot stop scoring against them. They will get you. 2-2, the count is that missed outside. We even saw that in the late game yesterday when Roger Williams lost 7-6 to Brevard, but scored 3 runs and threatened in that 9th inning to take the lead. And that's a foul ball. Interesting there for Murley, who kind of stuck the bat out at that ball, and after getting called out on a few of those, or I think one of those hit-by pitches the other day, said, instead of saying, hey, that hit me, he was saying, hey, that hit the bat, foul ball. I didn't stick my hand out at that one. So the count stays 2-2, and Murley lifts one in the air. Foul territory, first base side, that gets out of play. Still 2-2 on Noah out of Liberty Township, Pennsylvania. Or pardon me, Liberty Township, Ohio. Down in the Cincinnati area. Guess we can now say pitcher slash outfielder slash first baseman Noah Murley. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit for Murley, his second hit of the game. Good at bat there for Noah. Well, Noah has always hit well in this stadium and continues to do so here this year. He's on base with a single. There'll be 1 on, nobody out, and Cole Jarrett will be the batter. Sacrifice bunt his last time up for Jarrett. Had a base hit in the second, so he's 1 for 1 today and hitting at .263 on the season. First pitch. Jarrett squares the bunt again. The runner goes. The throw is in the dirt, but still plenty of time. If he held on to it, he did. And Murley, who was running on the bunt, is thrown out on the play. 2-6 on the caught stealing. I did not see if the umpire said that Jarrett offered up at that one or if he pulled it back. And let's see if we can get a count here. It's either 1-0 or 0-1. We'll find out after this pitch, hopefully. And it's 2-0. So Vernacatola gets his first out of the inning on the caught stealing. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Low again, 3-0. Inside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk issued to Cole Jarrett. He's on at first now with 1 away, and that will bring up Sam Neal. Neal, his last time up, single, drove in a run, also came around to score a run. He's batting at .297 for the season now. 1 for 2 in the game today. His first time up, hit a ground ball to third with runners at first and second, and was thrown out at first on a play that was awfully close. Looked like from up here that he beat it out. Called strike on Neal. Vernacatola came with the fastball on the inside portion of the plate. And it's 0-1. Neal hit a 3-run home run yesterday, drove in 6 runs of the Spartans' 19 in the game. The 0-1 pitch. And he took a little bit off of that one, but put it on the same spot. And Neal takes it for strike 2. So 0-2 now the count on Sam Neal with 1 away. Neal wants to step out, think it over. Top of the 5th inning, Spartans lead by 2, 6-4 the score. Single and a walk to start the inning, but a caught stealing. And there's 1 away with a runner on at first. Outside. You can see Vernacatola here against Neal looking to work in and out. Inside fastball, outside with what looked like a changeup, and then outside there again. So see if he tries to pair that with another pitch on the outside corner, if he tries to come back in. 1-2. Runner goes. The pitch swung on and fouled off. Catcher Chris Bosco was set up on the outer portion of the plate. And I think Vernacatola probably left it over the plate a little bit more than he intended, but didn't come back to hurt him. Vernacatola, sophomore out of Berlin, Connecticut. The righty delivers his 1-2 offering. And it's popped up. Into shallow right. The shortstop back to go get it. And making the catch is Hoban for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone now. Jarrett retreats to first, and that will bring up Jacob Lott. Lott 2 for 2 in the game today. A 2 RBI single that got the Spartans on the board in the second. And then singled and scored a run in the fourth. See if Jarrett's moving here with 2 outs. Not running on the first pitch as that one's grounded softly to second base. Dominguez makes the play on to first. And that will end the inning. So Case Western Reserve kept off the board by Vernacatola, and we'll move along into the bottom of the 5th in a 6-4 game. Case Western Reserve leading. It'll be Bonavita, Kamner, and Dominguez due up. That's 5, 6, and 7 in the order for Roger Williams when we return. Welcome back once again as Scott Kutschke begins his second inning of work with a pitch up and out to Bonavita. And the count goes to 1-0. 5, 6, and 7 in the order for Roger Williams to begin the fifth with the Hawks trailing the Spartans by 2. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball there, and the count evens 1-1 on Bonavita, who's hitting a .500 on the year, 0 for 1 in the game today. He grounded out to short and was hit by a pitch in his 2 trips to the plate. Defensive change for the Spartans. So that's in the dirt for a ball, 2-1. As Casey McConaughey takes over at first base, and you have to wonder if that had something to do with the stolen base attempt by Noah Murley there, who may have either missed or misread a sign. As that's down and in. 3-1. Remember, Murley in the previous half inning reached on a base hit and then attempted to steal on a bunt attempt by Cole Jarrett. Fastball in the outside corner, full count, 3-2. Kutschke's had some heavy lifting here so far. 37 pitches, 21 for strikes. Got through his previous inning unscathed, leaving the bases loaded. And starts this inning with a ground ball to third. Kusha there, throws a little low, but a good job at first to dig it out by Casey McConaughey, who's probably the best defensive first baseman that the Spartans have. And that will be the first out of the inning as Bonavita is retired. Eli Kamner now to the plate. Kamner tripled back in the second to lead off that inning. Came around to score a run, a batter later. He's also flown out to center field. Takes a first pitch fastball for a strike, 0-1. Kamner now hitting at .400 on the season. That one bunted, foul. And Kamner will have to come back. 0-2 the count. Well, if you're head coach Matt Englander here, you're watching Kutschke's pitch count climb early. You're looking down at the scoreboard. You see you're only in the fifth. So that one swung on and missed at the pitch in the dirt. Whippazinski has it. His throw to first. To the field side as opposed to the foul side of the bag. But good job by McConaughey to frame it up for him. And there are 2 gone.
The second baseman for Roger Williams, number 10, Anthony Dominguez.
So 2 outs now, and Anthony Dominguez will be the batter. 1 for 2 on the day with a soft line out to first base his last time up. Takes that one down low. He also has an RBI single on the day. Singled and drove in a run. Scored a run as well of his own. Back in that second inning. A 3-run second for Roger Williams. The 1-0. Breaking ball called strike, 1-1. Now the 1-1. Curveball. Top towards third. Charging is Kusha. Gloves. Throws on the run. And on time for the out. Nice play by Kusha down at third base. A 1-2-3 inning for Kutschke. We'll move along to the sixth. Top of the order for the Spartans. Ma, Ryan, and Kusha coming up. As Case Western Reserve leading by 2. 6-4 the score when we come back. Welcome back once again. Is Case Western Reserve leading in this one 6-4, and we'll try to add on to that lead with the top of the order due up in the top half of the 6th inning. Only game of the day here at the Spartan Southern Classic, and it ends the 4-game series between Roger Williams and Case Western Reserve. The Spartans will be back in action tomorrow as we continue play at the Spartan Southern Classic. And I believe, as Maud takes the first pitch outside from Vernacatola, 1-0 the count, I believe, and again, looks like that game may get moved up. Nothing is official yet, but they're talking about maybe an 11 a.m. start to try to get the day going a little bit earlier with some rain coming. Ground ball to short. Hoban on to first, a step ahead of Maw for the out. Rocco, after really hitting the ball well yesterday, not with that same pop in the bat here today. He's retired for the 3rd time today, now 1 for 4 in the game. And with 1 gone, base is empty. Jake Ryan will be the batter. Ryan 1 for 2 in the game. Has his average up to 364. His 1 hit today was a long double to right center field. Fouls that one off, and the count goes to 0-1. He had 6 hits in 6 at-bats in 6 innings yesterday. 1 hit in each of the team's 6 at-bats in the game. Pretty impressive. You don't see that a whole lot, and he is really feeling it at the plate now as the 0-1. Swung on, hard hit ground ball to short. Hoban with it again. Another opportunity. His throw is high, pulls Roth off the bag, but he comes right back down on top of it. And there are 2 gone as Hoban tested early on this inning. Passes both early tests, and now Jacob Kusha to the plate as Vernacatola has a chance for a 1-2-3 frame. It would be the first 1-2-3 inning of the game for a Roger Williams pitcher. Kusha has been on base 3 times today. Walked in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, hit by a pitch back in the 4th. First pitch misses in, 1-0. Kusha's average right where it started the day at 351 after a 5 for 5 day yesterday. Outside corner, it's 1-1. Timeout called. Kusha will settle back in for Nakatola. Back up on the hill. Gets the signs from his catcher, Bosco. Now comes Set, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Kusha, and he falls behind in the count 1-2. So Vernacatola now strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, hard hit ground ball again to short, but Hoban there to field it. His throw to first on target, and Hoban, pretty good day over at short there in a pretty good inning. Has assists on all 3 outs, and we will move into the bottom of the 6th. It's the 8-9-1 hitters. Hoban, who did all the heavy lifting that inning, will lead things off for Roger Williams when we come back. Case Western Reserve clinging to a 6-4 lead. Scott Kutschke has come in, pitched two scoreless innings. Will begin his third inning of work out of the bullpen. Keaton Stankowski, the freshman, made his first career start, second career appearance today. Went 3 innings, gave up 4 runs, left with a lead, although he won't qualify for the win with only 3 innings of work in the books. First pitch from Kutschke was a strike to Hoban. Second pitch outside, 1-1. Hoban handled all 3 balls hit in the field last inning at short, and that will lead things off here. 250 hitter. Called strike 1-2. Hoban 1 for 1 in the game, reached on an error his first time up on a sacrifice bunt attempt, and then doubled in his last at bat. Little high with that pitch, 2-2 the count. Fouled off, 2-2 still. After a pretty furious start to the game by both of these teams offensively, bats have quieted down for each team. Roger Williams, 3 straight scoreless innings, a pair of scoreless innings in a row for Case Western Reserve. That one grounded over to short. Lott with it, his throw to first, on target, 1 gone. So with 1 out now, the 9-hitter, Tyler Brett, will come to the plate. I said this the other day, and I'll say it again. Nice to see a young man with the last name of Brett in a powder blue uniform with the script writing in the front. It's in there for a strike, 0-1. Playing third base as well. That's a good point. Chris Thompson, our PA announcer, weighing in on it, and he makes an excellent point there. Called strike, and it's 0-2. Of course, referring to George Brett for the Royals. Ground ball. Hit over to second. Ma smothers it and throws on to first. 2 gone. And with 2 outs now, that'll bring Joey Galino to the plate. One of my favorite baseball stories of all time is that George Brett pine tar incident that happened in their game against the Yankees. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Billy Martin, the manager of the Yankees, saw Brett hit 1 home run in the game, saw Brett hit 2 home runs in the game. It's a breaking ball there. Saw him hit a 3rd home run in the game before he finally came out, asked the home plate umpire if he had a legal amount of pine tar on his bat. Home plate umpire takes the bat, puts it up against home plate. As that ball grounded up towards the middle, a bit of a favorable hop, but Ma, who had to reach behind him, couldn't get to it, and that'll be an infield hit as the ball ticks off the bag. And Galino on. Umpire takes the bat, puts it up against home plate. At the time, I believe the rule was you couldn't have more pine tar than the width of home plate on the bat. Ejects George Brett from the game, nullifies the home run, the last one. And George Brett came out and not happy at all, as you can imagine. About as angry as you'll ever see a professional baseball player in a game. That was George Brett in that situation. Although, I believe later down the line, that was actually overturned. Chopper towards third. Nice glove by Kusha. Speaking of third baseman. Throws on to first to retire Bosco, and Kutschke works around a 2-out infield hit. We'll move along into the 7th. It'll be Whippazinski, Shapiro, McConaughey due up. 4, 5, and 6 in the Case Western Reserve order when we return. Welcome back once again, everybody. 6-4 the score, top of the 7th inning coming up, in Case Western Reserve leading 6-4, and coming to bat here against Matt Vernacatola, who has pitched well in 2 innings of relief, giving up just a hit and a walk. Pitched a 1-2-3 inning last inning, got 3 ground balls to short. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Case Western Reserve here in the 7th, trying to get something going. Roger Williams is on the board first, scored a run in the bottom of the first inning. The Spartans answered to take a lead in the second with 2 runs, and then Roger Williams regained the lead with a 3-run bottom of the second. Spartans then took the lead back, scoring 4 in the 4th, and that's where we are now, 6-4 the score. First pitch swinging, Wipazinski into shallow center field. Coming in and making the catch is Kamner for the out. 1 pitch went out here in the frame for Vernacatola. And so with 1 out, Nathan Shapiro to the plate. Shapiro, in limited plate appearances, came into the game hitting at .308. It's seen that average dip to .250 with an 0-for-3 performance so far today. Takes the first pitch down low, 1-0. He has 3 ground outs to shortstop. Eight total ground outs to short today for the Spartans. That one hit to short. Takes a tough hop and bounces up high and over the glove at short for Hoban, and that'll go as an infield hit. Bad bounce there, and nothing that Hoban could have done on that one. Frankly, after it took that hop, even if he gloves that cleanly, I'm not sure he has a play at first base, and that will be the 9th hit of the game for Case Western Reserve.
The first baseman for Case Western Reserve, number 31, Casey McConaughey.
So with 1 out now, runner on at first base, and Casey McConaughey the batter. McConaughey with his first plate appearance of the game after coming in as a defensive replacement a few innings back. He's hitting at .308 on the year. Called strike to McConaughey, 0-1. You can see Casey starting to get into a bit of a groove at the plate. The 0-1. Called strike, 0-2. Casey started the second game of the doubleheader and clearly did not have, that was back on Tuesday against Roger Williams, and clearly didn't have his best stuff. And where you really want to give Casey McConaughey credit is that he did something that every pitcher dreads, but really should be worn as a badge of courage. And talk about that here after this pitch is the 0-2. Swung on ground ball, cued down the third baseline, just foul. That is working through a game on a day where you clearly don't have your best stuff. You're getting hit, you're giving up runs, but you stay in there and you do your best to give your team some distance in the game. On a day when the Spartans had a short bullpen, didn't have a lot of options to go to, we're beginning a stretch, actually in the middle of a stretch of 9 games in 8 days. Second game of doubleheader, they needed McConaughey to throw his 100 pitches in the game, and he did that. Something that he should be proud of, and now you take that, you come back, and you figure out how to get better in that next start. Outside, it's 1-2. You know, we'd all rather be sitting here talking about how McConaughey threw 9 shutout innings against Roger Williams in that game. But that's not always going to happen. And to do what he did in that game, to kind of wear it that day, was important for the success of this team going forward for the rest of the week. So, not an easy task for McConaughey to be settled with, not an easy burden for him to carry, but he did it. Did it well. 1-2 on the way. Swings and hits it foul. You know, McConaughey on the mound in one of those stretches where he's got to find himself a little bit. He was the team's number 2 starter last year, but has slid down in the rotation, and his role with this team may change. But he's a valuable piece to this team, make no mistake. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. And whether that's at the plate, whether that's in the field, where he's, again, a very good defensive first baseman, a good hitter. Adds a left-handed bat to the Case Western Reserve lineup. We'll have plenty of opportunities to make impacts on this team this year. Big swing and a miss there, and that'll be strike 3. As McConaughey down swinging, 2 gone. And the batter now will be Cole Jarrett. Jarrett's been on base twice today. He's 1 for 1. A single, a sacrifice bunt, and a walk in the game for Jarrett. Shapiro takes the lead from first. Yet to attempt to steal this season. Called strike to Jarrett, and the count goes to 0-1. Let's see if Shapiro is moving at some point in this at-bat. Try to get him into scoring position for Jarrett, who's a little bit more, at least in this point in his career, of a singles hitter. Well, so much for that. Rockets that one deep out to left, but it'll be playable. Over to get his Galino. He makes the grab, and the inning's over. A one-out hit for Shapiro, but he's left on the base paths, and we'll move along into the bottom of the 7th inning. Heart of the order, and a big inning coming up for Kutchke and the Spartans, as Roger Williams will send Jenkins, Roth, and Bonavita to the plate when we return. Case Western Reserve University leading 6-4. Scott Kutchke, 3 shutout innings out of the bullpen. And we'll look for his 4th scoreless inning in a row here as he faces the heart of the order. First pitch grounded over to first. McConaughey there, gloves it. Jenkins retired on the ground ball to first base. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Kutchke now up to just 57 pitches in the game. After he threw over 30 in his first inning of work. Has really settled in nicely. Pitch misses outside to Roth. It's 1-0. Two and 0. Ground ball third base. Good stab by Kusha. The throw a little low, but McConaughey does the splits and digs it out. I'm not sure that any other first baseman on this roster makes that play. But a good job there by McConaughey. And there are 2 gone. So 2 outs now. And Kutchke eyeing a quick inning going through the heart of the order is Bonavita at the plate. Big swing and a miss, 0-1. Now the 0-1 on the way. Topped foul and out of play. 0-2. Now Kutchke comes set. Here's his 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three at the ball in the dirt. Whipzinski completes the play at first. And that ends the inning. A 1-2-3. Very quick inning for Scott Kutchke. Eighth inning is on the horizon. And in the bottom of the order for the Spartans, Neal and Lott, followed by Maw when we return. Well, again, these two teams came out swinging today. Spartans had a 6-4 lead at the end of 3.5, and since then the bats have gone quiet. Zeros on the board. Roger Williams hasn't scored since the second. Case Western Reserve hasn't scored since the fourth. Spartans coming up to bat here in the eighth. 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Neal, followed by Lott, and then Rocco Maw to the plate. Doesn't have the feeling of the bottom part of an order when these three come up to bat. Starting with Neal, who hit leadoff for the team all last season. Lott, who was the team's third leading hitter last year. And Maw, who was an All-American. Between the three of them, pretty potent punch to start an inning, even if you have the bottom of the order coming up. Neal's been hot the last few games as the entire defense shifts for Neal to pull. Neal 1 for 3 in the game, a ground out, an RBI single, and a pop out. His average of .289 on the year. Squares to bunt there, and foul tips it back as the count goes to 0-1. Now the 0-1. 1-1. Neal out of Smithfield, Virginia, the junior left-handed hitter. Is the only Case Western Reserve player to start every game over the last 2 seasons in the same position. He's played center field each of the last 2 years. That misses for ball 2, 2-1. Line drive deep into right field, back at the wall, and it's out of here. Sam Neal hits his second home run in as many days, his third of the spring break trip and third of the season. And a big insurance run there as Case Western Reserve takes a 7-4 lead. Boy, Neal likes hitting in this ballpark and shows it again there. A rocket over the wall and right. And so a big leadoff home run to get things started. The Spartans score their first run since that 4-run outburst in the fourth. Now Jacob Lott to the plate. Swings and fouls it off. 0-1. Well, said it before. This is not your prototypical bottom 2 in the order in Neal and Lott. Neal now with 8 RBIs in the last 2 games. Lott looking for his third hit of the game. Doesn't look like he'll have it there as Brett's throw to first in time for the out. And there's one gone in the inning. Back to the top of the order now for Case Western Reserve and Rocco Ma coming to the plate. Rocco 1 for 4 in the game and has not looked his usual self at the plate here today. His one hit was an infield single. Has not gotten the ball out of the infield yet today. Has 1 home run in the season, came in the second game of the 4-game series between the two teams. Checks his swing there, takes it down low. They'll say it went around, though. And it's an 0-1 count. Thought Rocco held up there, but always tough to tell when you're behind the hitter, so I'll yield to the experience and viewpoint of the umpire down at first, Richie Talent, who's done a great job this whole week here. Fouls that off, and the count goes to 0-2. Richie has worked every game either behind the plate or out in the field over the course of the first 5 games of the Spartan Southern Classic. Oh, and 2 the count on Ma. Make it 1-2. Is that one well down and out? No action in the bullpen for Roger Williams. Vernacatolo, who's been going well, will pitch for the foreseeable future. Top of the 8th inning, 7-4 the score. Spartans leading by 3. And Ma hit by the pitch. So he'll reach base. 1 on, 1 out. Ma speed threat here, and let's see if he tries to get into scoring position with Ryan coming to the plate. Another hit in the game for Ryan today, a 2 RBI double back in the 4th. Double gave the Spartans a lead in the game, 6-4. Hit it deep to right center field. He's 1 for 3 with a pop out, a walk, that double and a ground out. Takes the first pitch down and outside for a ball, 1-0. Ma takes some steps off at first. 1-0, Rocco fakes the go. The pitch taken by Ryan for a strike. And the count is now 1-1. 50th pitch of the game in relief for Vernacatola coming up. And that ball lined towards the gap in right center field. That will get down for at least a base hit. Ryan digging for second. He'll come in standing up. Ma will try to score and will standing up as well. Ma scoring from first base on the RBI double. Second RBI base hit of the game for Ryan. And it's now an 8-4 lead. That's a big run to add on there. 2 big runs that the Spartans have added on so far this inning. Just a little more breathing room against a Roger Williams team that does not quit. We've seen that already. Now Jacob Kusha, who's been on base 3 times today, but is 0 for 1 with a ground out, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch. Falls behind in the count here, 0-1. Kusha, 342 hitter on the year, bolstered by that 5 for 5 game yesterday with a walk. Takes that in the dirt for a ball, 1-1. Vernacatola not looking quite as sharp as he did earlier on in the game, and that's going to get the bullpen up and moving for Roger Williams. I believe Andrew DeClement will head out there. Not sure if he's the catcher who'll be warming up the pitcher or if he'll be lined up to pitch here. We'll see. The 1-1. Big swing and a miss by Kusha. Kusha will take one of those every at bat, just that big hack. Now the 1-2 on the way. One out, runner at second. 4-run Spartans lead. Kusha line drive, left center field. Coming in and making the catch is Galino for the out. 2 gone. I'll tell you, Galino has been tested out there and has done a good job all week long. The runner, Ryan, stays at second, and now Tyler Whipzinski will have to try to drive him in with 2 outs. Whip hitting at 250. 0 for 4 so far today. 3 ground outs and a fly out to center. First pitch misses a little low, 1-0. Two and 0. Three and 0. I imagine Whip's going to have the green light here. Runner on at second, 2 outs. Give him a chance to swing at a good 3-0 pitch here and drive in another run. So Vernacatola has got to be careful here. Can't just lay one in. And yeah, Whip has the green light, fouls it off, and it's a 3-1 count. It's one of the things this Case Western Reserve team is going to make you do. They're going to make you throw every pitch. Not going to be able to necessarily try to drop in a get-me-over fastball. And those add up over the course of a game. At the very least, it plants that seed in the back of a pitcher's mind. Whipzinski rips that one deep down the line and left, but foul. Just a little bit out in front of it. 3-2, full count. Next pitch will be the 60th of the game for Vernacatola in relief. Full count, 3-2. Runner at second, 2 away. Whipzinski watched the timeout this time. Now he'll settle back in. Here's the 3-2. And he stays alive. 3-2 still. If you're Vernacatola in this situation, you shouldn't be able to throw something, shouldn't be afraid, I should say, of throwing something other than a fastball here with first base open. You don't have to challenge Whipzinski with your fastball. 3-2. That ball lifted in the air deep to right field, but looks to be playable. Coming over is Bonavita, and he makes the catch. Diving catch and right by Bonavita to save a run from scoring. That ends the 8th. The Spartans, though, add on 2 more big insurance runs, and we'll move into the bottom of the 8th. Case Western Reserve leading by 4, 8-4 the score. It'll be Camner, Dominguez, and Hoban due up. 6, 7, and 8 in the order for Roger Williams when we return. 8 for the score. Case Western Reserve leading in this one. Trying to pick up their second straight win against Roger Williams. This game considerably tighter than yesterday's game. Again, a 19-1 lopsided victory for the Spartans. But Case Western Reserve leading in this one 8-4. The Spartans have scored 6 unanswered runs since falling behind 4-2 heading into the third, including a pair last inning on a solo home run by Sam Neal and an RBI opposite field double for Jake Ryan. And so we begin the 8th, and Roger Williams is going to need to get their bats going here. They scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and been silent since. Scott Kutschke's been a big part of that. He's been in the game since the 4th and has put up 4 straight scoreless innings as he begins his 5th inning of work. First pitch was outside to Kamner. Now the 1-0. Outside again, 2-0. Kutschke up to 65 pitches in the game. Kamner hitting at 385. 1 for 3 in the game with a triple. That back in the second inning. Called strike brings the count to 2-1. Ground ball. Left side foul. 2-2. Two-two pitch. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Kamner down looking. It's now 5 straight retired by Kutschke. And the batter now will be Anthony Dominguez. Dominguez batting at 300 on the season. First pitch called strike as the count goes to 0-1. Second at bat of the game for Dominguez against Kutschke. He grounded out to third back in the 5th. Hits that one softly down the line, tailing foul, and will get out of play. As Whippazinski and Kusha race to be the first person to bat that one into foul territory. Remember that on a ball like that, as soon as it's in foul territory and it's touched by a player, it's a foul ball. So a lot of times you'll see the third baseman not even attempt to pick it up. They'll just whack it with their glove. Chopper hit towards second base. Charging is Ma, has to flip on the run, but gets it there in time for the second out. 2 gone. Good defense by Ma. 6 straight retired by Kutschke. Kutschke at 71 pitches in relief now.
The shortstop for Roger Williams, number 9, Tommy Hoban.
Need an ice bag after the game today, but yeoman's effort out there for Kutschke, who came into the game with a 2-run lead and has held it. Tommy Hoban, the batter at the plate now. 231 hitter on the year. Takes it low for a ball. 1 for 2 in the game today. Two and 0. That one lifted in the air, left field, but foul. Into the bullpen. 2-1. Hoban settling back in. Heading the count 2-1 against Kutschke. Here's the pitch. That one rocketed foul and out of play. Count goes now to 2-2. Kutschke a strike away from his second straight 1-2-3 inning. The 2-2. Swung on, ground ball to third. Kusha has it. Finds his feet, throws to first, and they say he's out. Well, the ball popped out of McConaughey's glove, but it's called out. And let's see if that one stands or not. I imagine this will be one that they talk to the home plate umpire about. And we will see what happens here. Is right now both teams have, well, the Spartans have come back into the dugout. And let's see, they're going to talk about it here. Richie Talent and John Puma, the home plate umpire. The call was made by Talent. And let's see if this one gets overturned. As the discussion continues on the field. It'll either be a runner at first with 2 away or the third out of the inning. Long conversation here between Puma and Talent. And usually when these go on for a little bit, oftentimes it means they're going to overturn it, and I think that's what's going to happen here. As they call Matt Englander over. And from up here, I think that's the right call. Even though the out call was made, I think that's the right call in that situation. It'll go in the books as well, it's got to go as an error. As Kutchke will have to come out. Question is, who is that error on? I think you have to call the error on Kusha on the throw. It's kind of a tough error on Kusha, who made a really nice stop to get the ball. But at the same time, he got up, made the throw. The throw's a little bit high and off target. McConney gloved it, put the tag on the runner. But in the process, the runner, Hoban, knocked the ball out of his glove. In the meantime, Kutchke is on the mound right now, and he's going to probably get some warm-up throws and can begin that now, but I guess the issue is that the umpire has the ball in his hand, if I'm not mistaken. Home plate umpire John Puma is still explaining it to Matt Englander. And if you're Englander here, probably the one thing you want to know is, well, what was the original call, and then what did the home plate umpire John Puma see that caused Richie Talent to change his mind? And indeed, the runner will be safe. And so there'll be a man on first now, 2 away. And first of all, it's a big out or a big non-out because it continues the inning. It forces Kutchke to throw more pitches and now has to come back out after a little bit of a break. He will not take any warm-ups, which is a little surprising. He delivers a first pitch strike to Tyler Brett. At the very least, what it will do if you're Roger Williams is that you clear the bottom of your order heading into the 9th inning. That one grounded over to third. Kusha has it, goes the short way to second, no doubts there. And that ends the inning, so a little bit of controversy, but does not cost the Spartans here in the 8th. We'll move into the 9th. Shapiro, McConaughey, and Jarrett coming to the plate for Case Western Reserve with the Spartans leading 8-5 when we come back. Welcome back again. It's Case Western Reserve University leading 8-4 in this one. New pitcher on the mound for Roger Williams will be Chris Crawford. Crawford, number 33, a sophomore righty out of Putnam Valley, New York, 6 foot tall. I believe this will be his first appearance of the season. Indeed it will be. Crawford last season appeared in 5 games, went 0-1 with a 5.40 ERA. Limited innings, just 6 2/3. Did strike out 6 batters, though, so a little bit under a strikeout an inning. Let's see what he can do here with his team down 4 heading into the 9th. 8-4 the score, Case Western Reserve leading. Matt Englander still having a conversation with home plate umpire John Puma. I'm sure about that play last inning. Down in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. To Shapiro, who had a base hit his last time up. There's the old saying, an elephant never forgets. Well, if that's the case, Matt Englander has a elephant's memory. 2-0 the count. And that's a play that, even though the end result, again, at least as of now, seems to be no harm, no foul. And we'll talk a little bit more in the bottom of the inning. And I think, again, that the call was right in the end. But I'll make sure the umpires know his opinion on the matter. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk to start the day for Crawford as Shapiro reaches. The leadoff runner on for Case Western Reserve. So Casey McConaughey out of the plate. McConaughey 0-for-1 with a strikeout, swinging his only at bat of the day. He's hitting at .286 on the season. Pickoff attempt down at first. If you're McConaughey here, you can be patient at the plate. Squares to bunt. Pulls it back. A snap throw down to first. And Shapiro came back to the far side of that bag, and that might have been his saving grace because the throw beat him back to the bag. I believe a 1-0 count at the plate. McConaughey showing no signs of bunting there and takes a strike. 1-1. Up and out. 2-1. Down and in, 3-1 the count. So McConaughey with a hitter's count at the plate. Three-one pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-2, full count. I'd imagine we're going to see Shapiro get an early start here, 3-2 with nobody out. Let's see if Crawford chooses to check him. He won't, to the plate, and Shapiro not running as the pitch misses up high. Ball 4 to McConaughey. So back-to-back walks to start the inning. It's first and second now with nobody out. Cole Jarrett coming to the plate, hitting a .250 on the year. He's 1 for 2 in the game today. A single, a sac bunt, a walk, and a fly out to left in his 3 trips to the plate. First pitch. He bunts. Back to the mound. Play will go to first, and in time to get the out. So sacrifice bunt for Jarrett, his second sack of the game. McConaughey to second. Shapiro to third with one out. First base open now. And Sam Neal will be the batter. And, well, let's see if Neal is pitched to here. He won't be. It's going to go as the intentional walk. And that's actually the first time I've seen that in Division III where they don't have to issue the 4 pitches anymore in the intentional walk. I believe that's a new rule for this year. You just signal from the dugout and send the batter down. And the way Neal is swinging the bat with first base open, you can't blame Roger Williams there for issuing the walk. So the base is now loaded, 1 away, and the pressure shifts to Lott, who will try to make the Hawks pay for intentionally walking the batter in front of him. Swings at that one, hits it in the air, but foul, and the count goes to 0-1. Lott hitting at .250, 2 for 4 in the game today with a pair of base hits. Had an RBI in his first hit of the day. The 0-1. Curveball, called strike on the inner corner of the plate, 0-2. No action in the bullpen for Case Western Reserve, so it appears Kutchke will have an opportunity to close this one out in the 9th. The 0-2. Outside, 1-2. Two and two. Pitch in the dirt. 2-2. 3-2 full count. Well, 2 walks, an intentional walk as well, so 3 walks in the inning. And Crawford can't afford another one here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball that was down and out. That Lott went chasing. Looked like it would have been ball 4. Instead, it's the second out of the inning on a strikeout. And now Rocco Ma to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 away, and can really give the Spartans some breathing room here. Shapiro at third, McConaughey at second, Neal at first. Ma, a .317 hitter on the season at the plate. He's 1 for 4 in the game. A couple ground outs, a pop out, a base hit, and was hit by a pitch. First pitch breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Well, despite the 3 walks, 1 intentional in the inning, Crawford, a chance here to get out of it without any damage done. The 0-1. Swing and a miss at the fastball, actually foul tipped down into the dirt. And now Crawford a strike away. Trying to keep this at a 4-run game, give his team a shot in the bottom of the 9th. The 0-2 on the way. Ma swings, fouls it back. And the count stays at 0-2. Bases loaded, 0-2 with 2 outs on the way to Ma. Down and out, 1-2. One-two pitch. Swung on and fouled off. Ma a bit out in front of the breaking ball there. Staying alive, 1-2. Making Crawford work here. So we're falling behind in the count, 0-2. Ma now awaits another 1-2 offering. Crawford comes set. Here's his 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Maybe just misses inside. Although look good from up here, and the count goes to 2-2. Crawford thought he had strike 3, as did most of the infield, which took a step towards the dugout. Now the 2-2. That's a called strike 3 with the curve. So Crawford got it the second time around, and that'll be back-to-back strikeouts to work his way out of a bases-loaded jam. The Spartans leave 3 on base, and we move to the 9th. Top of the order for Roger Williams is El Sangolino, Bosco, and Jenkins to the plate. They trail by 4, the Spartans, with an 8-4 lead when we return. Four-run lead for the Spartans, and Scott Kutschke will stay out on the hill and try to close it out. He entered the game in the 4th and is now looking to lock up the win in relief. It would be his 2nd win on the year, put him at 2-0, but some work to do here against, again, a Roger Williams team that just does not quit. We've seen him with a couple of late-inning rallies already during the course of their now 5 games here.
Fans, a note about tomorrow's first game. Due to the threat of rain in the area, tomorrow's first game will start at 11 a.m. Once again, tomorrow's first game will start at 11 a.m.
Just received official word that the first game tomorrow will be at 11 a.m. That one is between Western New England and Case Western Reserve University. I mentioned last inning that play where the call was overturned didn't have a ton of impact in the inning as Kusha, the first pitch swinging by Galino, grounds out to third, and there's one gone here in the 9th. It did make Kutschke throw a few extra pitches. His pitch count already pretty hefty for a guy who usually doesn't go this long in a game. Next pitch will be his 80th of the game. It also potentially puts him in a situation where he has to go through the heart of this order, and if he does have to go through the heart of the order, it's going to be in a sticky situation. Bosco at the plate now, hitting at 273. 0 for 3 with a walk. Curveball for a strike, 0-1. But Bosco, Jenkins, and then Roth, the good thing about getting that first out is that Roth cannot come to the plate representing the potential game-tying run. Down low for a ball, 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Called strike 1-2. Ground ball to short. Lot. 2 gone. So Kutschke an out away from pitching 5 scoreless innings in relief. Pardon me, 6 scoreless innings in relief. And picking up his 2nd win of the year.
The Hawks designated hitter number 34, Brandon Jenkins.
Brandon Jenkins, the lefty, stands in his way. Jenkins grounded out to first base his last time up. Rockets that one towards right field. Coming in is Jarrett, but he can't make the catch. He'll pick it up in the outfield, throw it in from his knees, and got it all the way into the infield. But Jenkins, first pitch swinging, doubles. Almost a really nice play out there for Jarrett. But the game will continue, and we'll get a pinch runner here as well. It'll be Tyler Cedeno who will be the pinch runner. Bring Danny Roth to the plate.
The batter for the Hawks, the first baseman, number 5, Danny Roth.
Roth, a dangerous hitter at the plate here, but similar to yesterday's game, he came to the plate with the team down 4 in the ninth, hit a 3-run homer. Here he's coming to the plate with the team down 4 in the ninth and only one batter on. And if you're Kutchke, while you would prefer the game to be over right now, certainly facing Roth with only one on isn't too far down your list of alternate plans. The 1-0. Ground ball hit hard right at the shortstop lot. His throw to first, in there for the out, and the Spartans pick up the win. Final score 8-4 as Case Western Reserve gets the victory. The Spartans, after dropping the doubleheader on Game 1 of the Spartan Southern Classic, defeat Roger Williams in the next 2 games, and the Spartans now 6-5 overall in the year. Roger Williams drops its 3rd straight. They are now 3-4. Kutchke with the win, 2-0 on the season, no save in the game, and the losing pitcher is Chris Flynn. Flynn falls to 0-1 on the year. The game lasted 2 hours and 15 minutes, and attendance here at the ballpark today was 110. Want to thank everyone once again for joining us. Reminder that coverage of the Spartan Southern Classic will continue tomorrow when Case Western Reserve takes on Western New England. That game now scheduled for an 11 a.m. start. 11 a.m. start for Case Western Reserve and Western New England. We'll see you here then for that one. Once again, final score of this one, 8-4. Case Western Reserve defeating Roger Williams. Have a good evening, everyone. We'll see you later.